Welcome back to Eastlink magazine. New Orleans holds a special place in the hearts and minds of people all over the world. But things haven't been that easy in the Big Easy lately. Local artist Stephan Wanger has an exhibit of large-scale mosaics to show off the vibrancy of the city. But his materials are something that New Orleans is famous for. Here's Barb Anderson with the story.
I collect them and then I assemble them one by one. It's a big goal, but I know I can do it because I started off with smaller ones.
Stephan Wanger has been working on his mosaics bead by bead for 3 painstaking years. Each mosaic averages 40,000 beads, all reclaimed from Mardi Gras revelers and given a new life in his pieces, which are designed to shine a light on New Orleans.
What I noticed was that all the beads on the ground are just being, swept up or being thrown. People just take all the beads off and then they just dump them in the garbage can. And then I read from a magazine that over 2,000 tons of Mardi Gras beads are being thrown away each year, become landfill, and then I had to do something about it. Yeah. It's just interesting what people give and donate, when they give me this stuff. Hearts, lots of hearts all the time.
Almost all Stephan's materials are recycled, not just beads, but doors, studs, pillars, rescued from post-Katrina demolition.
This column is at least 100 years old because it's still the old style of carpentry. And then you can see the paint, how many times it's been painted, but it was in floodwater this high.
The floodwaters have receded, but New Orleans is still suffering. It is Stephan's adopted home. He feels compelled to help.
A city like New Orleans has inspired a lot of people, and I think it's always worth saving, And in regards to what's going on right now, the oil crisis, it's devastating to me what's happening right now down there.
Stephan has made his mark on another city. He immigrated from his native Germany to Chicago 20 years ago, where he got a degree in communications.
Because of my background in tourism marketing, because I worked on the World Cup in '94 for the city of Chicago and the Democratic National Convention, I learned of how cities can be promoted.
Stephan chose Halifax as a temporary home to work on and introduce 1,000,000 greetings from New Orleans. Halifax was his first entry to North America as a member of the German Navy in 1987, and he is fascinated by the Acadian connection. He's now back home again in New Orleans, but plans to take this exhibit to Europe later in the year.
I hope that the people will like it. I hope that eventually I collect a lot of beads and can do an exhibit and bring it overseas for people to see it. I really hope so.
Stephan feels he has found his life's work. New Orleans will always be his inspiration. He will never run out of ideas or beads.
It's a humbling experience. It's really a humbling experience because there's you never know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I have a million ideas for a lot of more art, and, what I want to do for children. I want the kids in New Orleans to realize that if they sell a little piece of art that I can give them a template for, if they reproduce it, that they can sell it at Jackson Square, which is an art market, so to speak, in New Orleans, they can sell it for $50, $60. Since this is an opening exhibit, for an international audience that is not so much familiar with the Mardi Gras beads, with Hurricane Katrina, with the unique characteristics about New Orleans, I've strongly felt that I can do something like this, and hopefully it will be of interest enough for people to be animated and motivated to say, New Orleans, I always wanted to go, and let's go.
In Halifax, I'm Barb Anderson for Eastlink magazine.